All right, everybody. Welcome to the Texans Fan Battle Podcast. I'm your host for tonight, Crenshaw. We got one of our co-hosts out for tonight, and we got Mr. Bo Digney in.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's good?
And we got a special guest tonight, man. We got Mr. Stan Norfleet.
What's up, man? Appreciate the invite.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on.
For sure.
First thing first, man. How are you, man? Heard you were sick, man. Was it you
Oh
good
yeah,
now?
yeah. I'm good. This Texas, this Houston weather regular, I should say, bro. My allergies, it can be a lot going on. I still, even though this is my third time living in the H, my body not reacclimated to this tropical. It's just so sometimes it flare up, but I'm good. I was back in studio today with my radio partner Chris Gordy, obviously Sports Talk 790, 10 to noon. So we was back rocking and rolling, but I appreciate you asking, no doubt.
Already, man. Already. So, all right. So let's get off into it, man. Okay. So we got the combine going on.
Yeah.
We hear Coach D'Amico talking.
Yeah.
Stan, I'm gonna start off with you. What, like, from what he said, what's one thing he said that caught your eye? Like, you had a light bulb that pop up. What's one thing he said in his press conference?
He doubled down on the conversations we had from last year's draft. Guys that he wants to bring into the locker room. He used terms like anchor, like anchors of the program, i.e., C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. He used words like chemistry, like culture. They're looking for a certain type of guy. They're not just looking for a certain type of athlete. So that process is more rigorous. Somebody for a small time that was in the scouting community in the NFL, I can tell you that not every team approaches it that way. Some guys is looking for the best player available. They looking for the best player that fits where the program is going. And I think that program and that culture, I should say, is the biggest reason why they had as much success as they did this year.
All right. So do you think that player is on the team right now? Because we got a lot of guys as free agents right now. Do you think that player is on the team or he's on another team?
I think it could be a combination of both. So the way this works, the NFL Player Association reports that the Texans have about $77 million in cap space. That's fourth most in the league. The problem is, or the dilemma is, the Texans have the most free agents, right? They got 30-some-odd free agents. So when you're looking at, and then it was something crazy, 70-something% of those guys started 10 games or more, something crazy.
Damn.
So they got a ton of guys that played a lot of snaps, and then D'Amico doubled down from Indianapolis, and he was like, I'm all about retaining guys because they already know our program. They know what to expect. We spent all year trying to implement the way that we work and go about our business. So a bulk of that cap, I think, is going to be spent on bringing guys back. At the same time, though, they are identifying guys in other locker rooms just based on familiarity from a system standpoint. They know guys' agents, where guys train in the offseason. Certain players, like everybody been hitting up CJ on social, trying to see what's going on. So I think it's a combination of both, but I think the team is going to look a lot like it looked this past year. I think they're going to re-sign a ton of guys.
Okay. Bo, what you think, man? You think we're going to bring those guys back or we're going to see a whole new team out here?
I feel like it's going to go mainly with Nick Caserio, what he wants to do. If he feel like he wants to really go out and use all that money they have, on board for the salary cap, it really depends on that end. I feel like the owner gave D'Amico, Will Anderson Jr. They wanted CJ Stroud, but they said, okay, D'Amico, we'll give you Will Anderson Jr. So I feel like they're like, all right, okay, we gave you that. We moved up for that. So now we finna work around the cap and find these pieces that's in the free agency that we know are known hot commodities that can come in right away and even elevate more than what the guys you have here on these 1-year deals. And who knows? Maybe these guys played above their means because it was a 1-year deal and they went all out because they want to get paid. Now, once they get paid, what happens then? Are they going to still be them same kind of guys? Are they going to get the same kind of effort? Are they going to still go out there blazing like, Blake Cashman? When they get paid, he's still going to go out and make them hits. Yeah. And another thing with these guys that we have for these 1-year deal, a lot of them are injury prone. Mm-hmm. A lot of them guys, even though they're good guys in the system, they can't stay on the field as much as we saw going toward the end of the season. So when you go toward that end, would you rather have guys just because they've been here and they know the system, Or do you think that getting a Patrick Queen type player is going to skyrocket you to the next level? I feel like you do it. You go get that player. You go get I'm trying to think of who else. Chris Jones. You make
Mike Evans, Saquon.
Yeah, Mike
yeah.
Evans. Yeah, you go get the big ticket guys because we got 10-7 this year with what we had. But what can we go up when you got the marquee guys? Like with the money that you have, what can you do then?
It's a good question. Like I said, Crenshaw, I'll go wherever you want to go, but I'm just thinking about what Bo is saying. And so, there's like 3 conversations happening in Texans social media right now. There's cap space, the draft choice, and then at the end of the day, like, what are the expectations? I'm in the go now mode. You got CJ on a rookie deal. You've already won the division, right? You've already won a playoff game. Like, let's go. You know you're going to have an advantage. Guys want to play for D'Amico. We know how guys like living in Houston and being around the city and moving. So let's use the advantage that we have because not everybody has that. Now, the cap, and Caserio said something today. He spoke this afternoon once our show ended from Indy. He said he views the cap not just in 1 year, but he looks at it in 2-year increments. So it's like, okay, I'm to the point now, and I said this on the show, and it ties to what Caserio said today. You either trust them, Caserio and D'Amico, or you don't. So to your point, whether it's bringing back the guys that they trust or whether it's adding a piece or 2 or 3, I think Nick is going to preserve the cap. He's going to be efficient and smart with the cap. But D'Amico from day one, to me, has signified we in go mode, and I think CJ expedites that. I don't know how they're going to go about it. Like, I don't know which puzzle piece falls first. I don't know how they feel about this name versus that name. All I know is based on what they showed us in 23, they deserve benefit of the doubt, and I'm willing to offer them that.
I mean, because you can see with the culture change. I mean, they're getting new uniforms. They're moving fast. They're out here touching, talking to the people. They're, experimenting with these things. So it's not like the old ways back in the day where it was a slow race. I feel like they feel the heat. They feel the fire. They're going to keep cooking. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so if you Nick Caserio, what player would you add to this roster? I'm talking to you, Mr. Stan.
All right, so it's tough, right? So we're talking free agency. Here's the hard part. D'Amico said at his end of the year presser, this trenches thing, primarily on the defensive side, we got to get this thing back at the park. One of my concerns all year, and I know like the efficiency metrics, whether you're using, run stop, win rate, or DVOA, there's all these fancy bleeping terms about how you want to measure if the defense was successful or not. Yards per attempt, yards per play, all those things. So I'm like, the defense was better. So I'm going around the world to say, not knowing how they feel, they've already paid the offensive line. That is what it is. I don't think it's going to get much better. The quarterback is the quarterback. That's what it is. Now, philosophically, I've said let's use the cap space on the offense.
Okay.
That it's an offensive league.
Yep.
When you look around at who's winning Super Bowls around here, it's guys that are explosive on offense. And all due respect, I see you got that number 3 jersey behind you, Crenshaw. All due respect to Tank and Nico, that's not enough.
Not enough. Yep.
So if you asking me, I'm cool with names like Saquon at a right number. I think Pro Football Focus reported Saquon Barkley 3 years, estimated $36 million with $20 million guaranteed. Timeout. No. No due respect to Quan, but no. Now, it's the Mike Evans, the Saquon. I'm all for re-signing Dalton Schultz, the number 1 tight end in the market.
Yeah.
I love bringing back Singletary and going to get another back, whether that be in the draft or a Deontay Foreman type guy, not necessarily him, but somebody that fills that role. So to close out that point, to me, I'm willing to go put free agency dollars on offense because we got to score. What did Kansas City show us against Baltimore? Yep. What did they show us against San Francisco? If you can't keep up with Kansas City, you have no chance of winning the Super Bowl. So that's where I'm at.
I agree.
Okay, Bo, what about you, bro?
Yeah, I also agree. Like, of course, you want to go defense. You want to think like the easy answer is like, give me Chris Jones on defensive line. Of course, you want to say that, but he's not lying. You have to put points on the board, and we saw all year long what happened when Nico went down. What happened when Tank went down? It got real stagnant and real ugly. It got ugly fast, boy. So you need to have more pieces on offense to show exactly what more CJ can do, how I can help with him, and don't put so much on CJ because now the league is on notice. They know that he is him. They're going to put the playbook on his back. So if you give him key pieces that not just any kind of average kind of players, give him great receivers, a great running back, it'll make it easier for him. And like you said, the offensive line is the offensive line. We can't do nothing about that. We put too much money, too much equity in the offensive line. They got to get it together. Whether that's trading Key and Green for a piece of something or whatever, but we got to add more offensive players to help out with CJ in the offense. Because this year we saw defense stop people, and you be like, "Oh yeah, let's go." Do you see the offense get on the field? It's like, man, if we would have scored a touchdown here, you kept settling for field goals. If we would have scored a touchdown right here, even in the Baltimore Ravens game, you saw that without them explosive pieces on offense, we can't do nothing against no great defense. Ain't no point.
Yeah. That you got to have somebody on this roster for me, Crenshaw, on offense to make the secondary back up. Now, Tank is that type of player, but again, and it's no disrespect to the hometown dude, but like I saw that in whatever it was, 8 games, it was a small sample size. This Nico first year being healthy, how do I know what Nico is going to be 2 years? That's why I'm not tripping about paying Nico right now. Some people out here in the Texans stratosphere, they're like, well, if you go get Mike Evans, or if you go get, and he's going to get tagged, but let's say T. Higgins was available. If you go do that, that's going to prohibit you from paying Nico. Yeah. If I'm Casario, if Nico is not willing to take a team-friendly deal, bro, I got you for next year. And really with the franchise tag, I got you for another 2 or 3 years. So let's not do that. Go do what you did again, because I'm not going to lie. For me, Nico had a wide receiver 1 type of season. But to me, to be a 1, you got to do it when everybody know that it's coming, and you got to do it consistently. That's what brings me back to names like a Mike Evans, for example.
See, that's been a hot topic on this show all season about, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, blah, 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 blah. I'm like you, Nico got to do it again next year, man. This could be a fluke right here. I don't know if this really you. And you got a lot of targets, once Tank went down and everything. But, he showed up, but he was MIA in a lot of games. A lot of games he was MIA. So now this season, a target on your back, let me see, can you do it again?
And just to show y'all I'm a fair man, I feel the same way about Jonathan Gennard at defensive end.
There you go.
Like, I'm with JG. But the franchise tag number for an edge defender is like $21 million.
Yeah.
$21 million. I can take that money and go get, who is it? Chop Robinson out of Penn State. I can go get him, and that'll be his contract over like a 4 or 5 year span with pick 23 or something like that. So I'm like, no, wait a minute. We love you, JG. I seen that one time. And when you doling out $20 million a year, I need you doing Khalil Mack, TJ Watt. Like, I need you out here going to
you got to be that marquee guy.
Absolute hill raiser. What you say? I need you to be him. And I don't know that JG is him yet.
I agree, because what's the point of putting all that effort in you and my rookie's getting more shine than you are, if that makes sense? You see what I'm saying? Like, Will Anderson Jr. is getting more looks. Granted, you have the 12.5 sacks. That's cool. I understand that.
Big boy,
you're injury prone as well.
Facts.
This was a contract year, so of course, like I said, contract year does something to players. They turn into the Hulk, and then they get paid, and they go back to being a little kitten. So
and that's why D'Amico say we're looking for a certain type of dude. Like,
exactly.
I need to know
it again.
Because look at where D'Amico coming from. We saw once Debo got paid, he still balled. McCaffrey got paid, still balled. Once they got him out of Carolina, I was doing radio in Carolina. I thought Christian McCaffrey was done.
Everybody did.
By the way, sidebar. It's amazing to me. McCaffrey had 3 years worth of injuries. He got out there on the Bay, and all of a sudden, he looking like he back at Stanford. It makes me feel better about the Saquon Barkley conversation. Saquon got behind a better offensive line, got with a better running back, got in a healthier quarterback. Could we get the best of that? So that's that sidebar. But I think we all saying the same thing right there. Like, JG, God bless you, bro, but I don't know. I would much rather take that money, because at the end of the day, the expectation for Will Anderson Jr., the reigning defensive rookie of the year, I need you to go have next year the year that Jonathan Gennard had this year.
Exactly.
And then my young guy can come in. And so now we got 2 young edge guys. But my last point, in San Fran, Debo got paid, still ball. Trent Williams got paid, still ball. Bosa got paid, still ball. Fred Warner got paid, still ball. Like the culture in San Fran is, even when you get dough, we operate a certain type of way, and there's just the standard is the standard, and I think he can do that here. So again, that's like, I don't know how Caserio and D'Amico, how do they prioritize who's first, Me, again, I go offensive side of the ball, and I expect D'Amico to overcome any deficiencies on the defensive side of the ball.
Exactly. You know, fans get caught up in, one good season. They automatically think that's what that guy really is, and that's what a lot of our fans do. If we all see it on the timeline day in and day out. I mean, so Mr. Stan, let me ask you a question. What do you think about them promoting Rod White to defensive line coach? How much you know about him?
Don't know a ton about the coaching background. I know they brought in a guy, and the name escapes me. I had it in my notes here somewhere. They brought over a coach to
Billy Davis.
Davis, right?
Yeah.
Davis was coach. He coached with Matt Burke in Arizona, and he was the defensive coordinator when D'Amico was in Philly.
Okay.
So like the chemistry and the camaraderie there, there is some crossover. At the end of the day, Chris, I wish I could give you more background. I certainly love to hear if you have some, but from a coaching standpoint, especially on the defense side of the ball, that's D'Amico. So I don't necessarily need to know some of those guys. I trust Miko to get guys lined up and to get them running and playing downhill, right? That swarm mentality. I expect that to be the new, again, that's the standard of standards, the new norm.
Already. Bo, you know anything about Mr. Wright over there, man?
I don't know anything about him.
I don't. I wish I did. But it's like you said, if the Migos at the top of that defense, man, I ain't.
That's all that matters.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all.
Because at the end of the day, and I kept saying it on our show throughout the course of the year, and you know me, like if y'all heard the show, I don't even know if I can use that type of language. Let's just say I make people uncomfortable.
You can say what you want to say.
Go ahead. People think I'm out of my mind, but my points are always informed. We can disagree, we can debate them, but I ain't just making bleep up, right? Like for those that don't know the background, tried to play a little bit, was a scout in this league for 2 minutes, and I've worked for 3 NFL teams in various capacities. So like I have at least a moderate understanding of what's really happening in conference rooms behind the scenes. So I try and bring that experience to the microphone and say, all right, you added up. I said, D'Amico, it's going to get bumpy at some point. I told him man-to-man, face-to-face, I support you, brother. I'm with you. I think the culture you want to implement is real. But it's my job to hold you accountable for what the fans think. How do the fans feel? And so I took him to task. When they went down there to Carolina and lost that game coming off the bye week like that, I got at them. I had to. It would be disingenuous not to. And so there have been a few moments I was like, all right, how they going to look week 1 at Baltimore? How are they going to look in this first playoff game? And then how they going to look when it's cold as hell and you got to go back to Baltimore and the MVP of the league standing over there. So, like, I graded D'Amico fairly, I think, throughout the course of the season. And then the proof was ultimately in the pudding. I do think he got robbed to be coach of the year, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's for sure. That's a fact. He definitely got robbed.
Yeah, he definitely got robbed. So I'm
asking, a team 3-13-1 and you don't get the award is crazy to me.
It's with rookies everywhere.
Everywhere. Rookie and 1-year deal players everywhere throughout the whole roster.
Especially with the projections we had. We was projected to be a sorry-ass team,
Exactly.
I mean, he flipped the culture overnight.
Yep.
And that's why I say, like, we've seen other guys do this. Like, Sean McDermott goes to Buffalo.
Yep.
Mike Vrabel goes to Tennessee.
Yep.
Right. What's my man Stefanski in Cleveland? Cleveland was a laughing stock. Stefanski showed like when you got the guy, it don't take long. Now, none of us thought CJ would do that unless y'all.
Like, I didn't think that.
I said it. I said 1 year, and we'll see what happens. I didn't think it would take over like that. Not like that.
Now speaking of,
all right. So let's keep it a buck. Go ahead.
I'm about to say, okay. Now speaking of CJ, what he did this year, like. Do you think that's really him, or he got to show you again? Because see, me, I'm on the fence. Like I need to see it again before I really say he is him. That's me. That's what Crenshaw said.
All right. Here's how I've answered that. CJ could become a better quarterback next season but statistically, it may not look like that.
Got you.
So, right, his cerebralness, pre-snap and in-snap, he can get better with some of the decision-making. He can get better with some of the game management. He can get better with elevating the play of some of those other players. But his touchdown to interception ratio may not be as historic as it was this year. His sack percentage may go up. And like I said, the interception percentage may go up. He may not be driving the ball down the field. I saw a graphic that it perplexed my brain. Patrick Mahomes, the average distance of his throws that the ball has been in the air has decreased every year the last 5 seasons. In other words, Patrick Mahomes has learned everything don't got to be hero ball.
Don't got to be a home run.
I've learned to just take what it's like some Tom Brady-ish. I'm going to just take what they give me, and I'm going to just death by 1,000 cuts. I'm going to just do surgery. So your numbers may not be as gaudy, but you're playing the quarterback position with more proficiency, and you're executing at a higher level.
Yes, it's like I told Crenshaw and Briggs in the other episode. I was saying how Bobby Slowick did a good job this year, giving him a great one read. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, of course, it's different routes, but you know, there's that one route that's supposed to be over. Like, he's
clearly defining the read for him.
Exactly. So he's not really throwing a lot of interceptions because that route's supposed to be open, and it's going to get open every time. So, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, he's not taking a lot of chances, so that's why it's not that many interceptions. He's throwing the ball down the field, but it's only receiver against the cornerback, so it's a good chance Nico will come down with it. Tank Dell will come down with it. So he's not really putting the ball in harm's way. I just hope it doesn't change next year where he's just going. I guess he feels comfortable now. He's just going boom, 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 and this interceptions out the wazoo because he did do a good job keeping the ball out of defense's hands.
Yeah, he did it.
For me, CJ, I think CJ is a franchise quarterback. Yes, I think the Texans have the guy that, and I keep using the term, and all of a sudden, some folks act like you can't say that word in Houston. I don't know what it is with people in H-Town sports. Like, as many championships as has come through this city, it's okay to start saying CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryan, Super Bowl. They've proven in 1 year that the nucleus, as early as it is in its infancy, it's okay to start saying, okay, CJ, are you going to be Justin Herbert? Or are you going to be Joe Burrow? Because at the end of the day, even with a simplified offense and not doing too much, and I do want to give credit to Bobby Slowick and that offensive staff, because there was a point in the season, and I forget which game it was, where CJ came to the public. He came on the podium and he told us, it's too slow. What will it be to say it's too slow? I got to feel it. We got to speed this thing up. So they gave him more food on his plate, and he proved he could handle it. Now, and I'm going to leave this part and bring it back to you, Crenshaw. I don't worry about when players necessarily struggle. What I mean by that is, like, when you are defeated, when you lose, you only got one or two choices. You either quit or you figure it out. But when you have success, you out here with Amber Rose, you out here at the All-Star game, you watching tape, right? Are you shooting commercials? Right? Like, because people in your ear all off season, and that's why I love what Tom Brady told CJ. The game day is a weekend and a holiday for everybody else. That's your job. There are 200, 300, 400 people that their income is predicated on what you do pre-snap and post-snap. And so I believe CJ can handle that. And I think D'Amico can get him like, hold tight, young fella.
Yeah, bring him back in.
Anyway, that's a super long-winded way of answering the question, but I enjoy that topic right there.
I'm going back to your whole thing about, people saying about Super Bowl and everything. Houston is a very superstitious. Like, we've been encouraged for a while now. Throughout all sports, I go back to basketball, NBA, the Rockets. Y'all only won because Jordan wasn't there. Cool. Then go to the baseball Astros. Y'all cheated. Cool. You go to the Texans. Oh, y'all was up 24-0.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of curses going on with Houston right now. So we try to like slow walk the dog.
Bo,
like, all right, we ain't gonna get too happy.
Bo,
we're gonna be there.
My Lord don't work like that, Bo. My Lord and Savior say you have not because you ask not. He said you move forward. Faith without works is dead, and you move forward with the expectancy I believe in 2 Timothy, man. Life and death in the power of the tongue. I say Super Bowl around here all the time.
I love
and people be looking at me like I'm crazy, but I understand. That's just I'm a little different dude in that regard.
Man, okay.
Well, okay. So basically, we're gonna talk about this coming up season. Last year we played like a second to last place schedule. This year we got a first place schedule.
Yeah,
we playing some great quarterbacks this year. I'm thinking that the team could look good, but don't have the same amount of wins that we had this past season. That's what's in my heart.
Can I tell you how much I hate this conversation? And I don't mean from you.
Oh, it's okay. Talk.
I just hate because I mean people calling in my show. Stan, the schedule got infinitely harder. How do you know? I mean, and not like I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying like you don't know when the game's gonna be played. We don't know what the weather is. You don't know who's gonna be injured, suspended, who might sign somewhere else, a mid-season trade. Like there's just so many things. But I understand what people are saying, right? Like who's on the schedule? Texans got to go to Arrowhead.
Yeah.
But y'all know that boy don't be losing the Arrowhead like that. No. But what if Mahomes ain't out there, right? What if Travis Kelce decides to tap out? I mean, you just never know. The schedule, and your point is valid, Crenshaw. Kind of like I said with CJ, he can become a better quarterback, but his stats may not look the same. Same thing about this team. This team may not win the division next year. They may have to get into the postseason on a wild card. All that matters is getting in. And if you get in, you win the tournament, you see what happens, and it's based on matchup. I think when you have a CJ Stroud and you have a DeMeco Ryans, and now you're in year 2 of a program, I think you have to go into the mindset. And I said this to our guys. Everything they do over there has got to be geared around, we're going to dethrone Kansas City. If you're thinking about anything else, I'm not tripping about Jacksonville. I ain't tripping about Tennessee. I ain't tripping about, well, you got to get over Baltimore because they come to the NRG. All right. I look at it as a week-to-week deal. What do we have to do to be the best team this week? And I just have confidence in CJ and DeMeco to figure it out. That's just me, though.
Yep.
I love it. But, because, a lot of things, how you said DeMeco and CJ, Super Bowl, we seen this story in 2017. We thought we had the guy. He came back.
Had a guy. He just got distracted a little bit. Y'all remember us talking about success?
Yeah,
my guy got a little distracted. It can happen.
Yeah,
but H-Town streets are for real. Trust me.
They are for real. They are for real. So that's why people got alarmed when they seen Amarola. Like, whoa, no,
man,
no,
I was too. I said, nephew, don't do it. Well, I was just giving her a ride. I said, no, that's how it started.
Yeah, that's how it started, man. It's the optics of everything. It's the optics.
Could have called her Uber or something.
Man, listen, man, don't get anyway. Go ahead. So you say y'all got some apprehension because you've been here before.
Yeah, we've been before. We had expectations 2018. We thought we was gonna do this, do that, like Bo mentioned 24-0. So that's the reason why we get a little scared.
Yeah, we get tensed up a little bit.
Yeah, man.
All right, so let's do this. Let's just have some fun with it.
Okay.
All right, yes, I will say Deshaun was further along as a player than CJ is right now at the time.
No,
DeMeco probably isn't as far along through one season as Bob was.
Yeah, Bill
O'Brien, like I call him Bob.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is the magic they choose to make in the building.
Yeah,
as long as they're type, and that's how I choose to look at it on our programming. I'm like, Bill O'Brien and Lovie Smith and Cullen them and Rick Smith ain't JJ Watt and Derek Carr and Clowney ain't got nothing to do with the 53 men over there to go to work on Kobe Drive every day. That's all that matters. So I choose to look at it as a fresh breath of air and go, all right, I'm going to believe in it based on what they show me. Now, if they don't get their offensive line together and they don't start running the football a little bit better, then we're going to have some problems and none of this matter.
Yeah.
But I think, like, the foundation is there. That's just me, though.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like it feels different. You know what I mean? Like, when Bill O'Brien came over, you saw him making a Patriots foundation, if that makes sense. I'm finna build this Patriots Foundation in Houston.
Right.
And you like, that's not us. We're not
Right.
Patriots. We're the Texans. So when he left, you get Cully in there. Cully just happy to be there. He
No
happy to have a
question.
job. He just happy.
Yeah,
I
no
got my
question.
chance now. I'm a head coach now. And you see Lovie Smith come in. He's a veteran head coach. He's been in the game for a long time. I saw them as building the bridge for D'Amico. And so when he built a bridge for D'Amico come over, he's building his culture. Swarm. I haven't heard that in San Fran. I know there's him San Fran saying Swarm. That's him. Yeah. So you see the foundation being built the right way. They're not taking no shortcuts. It's not, we finna be the 49ers of the Houston. No, it's the Texans, Swarm. We got our guy that we drafted. He's a head coach now. So it feels different in a way that, okay, maybe it took them, 2002? So what's this? 22 years?
Yeah, so 22 seasons. Yeah, 21 years, yeah.
But hey, now better late than never. You're building the foundation the right way. Even Cal and Hannah McNally stepping out. They reaching to top, like I said, reaching to the people, talking to the people. They're getting the community involved.
There you go.
Feels different.
Here come a new uniform coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, new uniform coming, all that. Yeah, it came out today. Yep. The NFLPA, they do their annual player rankings on various aspects of the organization, and the Texans came in, I think, 7th overall in the ranking with a B+. So players around the league and their own players think very favorable. Everybody loves CJ. I talked to the guys. I talked to Denzel Perryman. I've talked to Shaq Mason. I've talked to Andre Johnson one-on-one. Just mano-a-mano outside the facility. Like, yo, this CJ thing.
Yep.
Because, like, Matt Schaub was my quarterback in college. So, like, that's the guy that I say. With Matt, you could feel, and, of course, that's at his level. CJ is on a different level. All due respect to Schaub. Schaub, don't be mad at me. But, like, they all say the same thing. CJ is the real dude. And so I choose to believe it because guys that ball say the same thing. So I'm going to roll with them. Now, I'm going to flip the question because I don't know where y'all were on it. The 2023 season, was that the real Texans, or did CJ catch them off guard and they just overachieved? Who are the real Texans?
I think they overachieved. I think they overachieved because I think the schedule was favorable. Nobody took us serious and everything. I don't think we're gonna see the real Texans until this year.
I feel like it was. I'm gonna say 50-50, half real, half not. The reason I'm gonna say that is because when the season started, first week Ravens, we knew we weren't gonna beat the Ravens. We knew that was a 0-1.
Yeah.
Colts come in, okay, a little favorable. Both rookie quarterbacks could have happened, but you saw the score, you like, damn, we ain't nowhere near we thought we were.
Down 14-0 off the rip.
Yeah. Out the gate. Then you go to Jacksonville. Wait a minute, we beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville third week. Okay.
Big win.
Cool. Then Steelers come in. Steelers, I guess they went as good as we thought they were. We 2-2 now. So as the season went on, we beat teams we shouldn't have, if that makes sense.
The Cincinnati game, if Tyler Boyd catches the ball.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, and even like you said, you go to Carolina, you lose. What are we doing losing Carolina? You go to Atlanta, you lose. Why are we losing to Atlanta? So that's why I say 50-50, because it was points in there where you saw, okay, potential. And there was other points where you said, man, this team still got a lot of work they need to be doing, whether it's offense or defense. So I'm giving half and half real, half not. A lot, like you said, a lot of one-year deal players, a lot of rookies. So they're still trying to find, I would say they found their culture, but they need to find their way into, okay, who are we? Who are we as far as like, are we a passing team or we're a running team? Are we a defensive team we're blitzing a lot? Or are we a defensive team going to play zone, sit back, and make other people make mistakes? So I feel like they're just trying to figure out what it is. And that's why I love that D'Amico being there now. He had to for the whole full season. And now the offseason come in. So nothing's going to change for his defense. Give the defensive players some more time to understand what they're supposed to be doing. Be able to trust their teammates, knowing that, hey, I'm not going to be there, but I know my safety will. Because I know the coverage that we're in, so I can trust him to be there.
Well, hell, I hope Jalen Petry's going to be there. I don't know what's going on with Petry. Get off the hash and get back here in the deep half where you're supposed to be. Now, I know y'all might be uncomfortable saying that, but I'm going to say it. Jalen Petry,
I think Jimmy Ward being hurt, it hurt him.
No
because
question.
You saw off the rip that Jimmy Ward is the captain. He's the quarterback of that defense. So not having Jimmy out there, D'Amico's like, yo, Petry, pick up the slack. And Petry like, I don't even notice like Jimmy noticed, but I'm going to try. And you saw that he took a lot of chances where he shouldn't have. and before you know it, you looking like this, the ball is going like this, and you behind the ball, and it is what it is. But hopefully he'll learn.
That's Calvin Ridley. Go guard him. My God, he going straight down the scheme. What are we doing? No, I tease my young guys because, I get it. And Petrie is considerably better at football than I ever thought I was. And I know it's hard to do, and I get it. But it was just I understand your point, Bo. Like, there were moments I definitely went, them boys got let off the hook right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another play. For whatever reason, they chose Tavier Thomas coming out of camp over Steven Nelson II. And then they bring back Nelson when whatever happened in Pittsburgh. Steven Nelson saves their butt going into the half where it would have been a touchdown. I think that's versus Tampa. And they end up barely beating Tampa at the end because CJ has some magic. So I'm like, I got so many games and plays that I just go back and go, boy, y'all were fortunate right there.
Yep, exactly.
Y'all were fortunate right there. Now, it could have gone the other way too. Like the kicks by Atlanta and Carolina could have been missed. And so that would have been wins and all that. But I'm just like, but now you got that. You can bank that. That's in the bank. Can't take that back. They got to build on that.
Yep,
and I just choose to maintain a reasonable confidence. Now, I'm going to say this. Let's say they re-sign, y'all know the names, Cashman, Nelson,
Grenard,
Dalton Schultz, Grenard.
Mm-hmm.
That's not enough.
I agree.
Crenshaw, that ain't enough.
Nah, it ain't enough.
And
I need to
you can't run it back
on ESPN. Go by and I want to see a marquee name. I need to see a marquee name on my phone. Beach Report. Texans, Houston Texans. I need to see a marquee name. I don't want to see just we re-signing back players because I can't. Like, that's not gonna get it done.
So it's interesting. And I'm curious to y'all. Like, I know y'all doing this on a regular basis. We talked about names earlier, but I don't know, like, individually who y'all like. And it could be one offense, one defense, two on either side of the ball, whatever the situation may be. Who is the realistic name? Like, I saw the Ravens are going to likely tag Metabike, so he's not coming to be on the other side of Malik Collins. So, like, the names that T. Higgins going to get tagged, they talk about who are the names that really make sense that would take this thing to the next level. My bad, Crenshaw. If I'm doing too much, let me know.
No. Keep going. Keep going. Nah, keep going.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna say, the names that keep rotating, floating in the air is Saquon and Mike Evans. That's all I hear as far as in the rumors of who they talking to, who they think could want to come over here. Me personally, if they got Chris Jones' number, whatever that man thinks he deserves, write that check for that man.
That's a big number. I saw a number on Chris
Write
Jones.
that check for that man.
I saw a number on Jones last week. I think it was Bleacher Report. That number was like, I think that number was like 6 years, 120 something.
I'm cool.
The guaranteed money was $80 million.
I'm cool with it. He deserves that kind of money. He wreaked havoc up the middle.
That is, good Lord. That's just a big number.
I understand that, but as you saw this year, the cap kept rising.
It did.
You get him in now. 6 years, I'm sure that cap gonna rise again. Before you know it, you seeing pretty. What you got to put it all in sign? You got to defer a little bit toward the end. I feel like he's worth that money as far as like in the middle, changing the game and having Will Anderson on the edge, who could probably come 1-on-1 most of the time. You can't buy that. You can't.
Teams can get creative with the cap, and there's a name that I'm gonna say. And Chris, I'm gonna come back to you because I want to hear what name or two that you got in your mind. But like Nick Caserio, we've never seen Caserio with this much cap room, with a franchise quarterback already in-house, with, as D'Amico say, Will Anderson Jr. and CJ, the anchors of like the culture, philosophically, how they want to go about their business. Caserio's never been here before. Now, I get it. We got to decide what's going on with Kenyon Green. Like, I don't know what that's about, right? Christian Harris, welcome to the party. And I'm going to say it because some people may not want to. John Mechie III, you're a good brother. I respect what you do. But, bro, they traded up in the second round. What are we doing? Damian Pierce, where did your game go?
Kick returner.
What the hell was that?
Kick returner.
So I'm like, DP, come on, bro. Are you going to be a part of this thing or not? So some people bag on Caserio for that. Another name we haven't brought up is Derek Stingley Jr. legitimately the guy. Are you in the corner, or are you going to miss 8 games next year again?
Damn, man. Hey, it's everything you saying. We've been discussing. Like when I talk about Darius Stingley, people come at me saying this, saying that. I love what you're saying, bro. Like you got to be on the field to prove you a cornerback one. You got to be on the field to prove what people think you are. Just because you got some interceptions don't mean you the guy.
True.
In his passing league.
Yeah. So like I made the case this year. Like to me, and I've seen the tape and I've seen the numbers. I get it. Sauce got the accolades. Derek Stingley Jr. outplayed Sauce Gardner this year.
Definitely. Yeah.
Over the course of the season, Stingley played better football.
Yeah.
But Sauce, I think, ended up being second team All Pro. I think he got to the Pro Bowl as well.
Yeah.
So those are the guys. I asked you about free agents, and then I started going inside. But like I just go Caserio. Do we trust D'Amico and Caserio to go do what they did last offseason again? Can they take it to the next level? And I choose to trust what those two have shown me together. Maybe Caserio and Lovie Smith, I wouldn't feel that way. But I choose to trust they're going to do what's in the best interest of the Texans. And that name may not be this year. It may be next year. Don't know. So, Chris, I like coming back to the name, and then I shut up.
The name, defense, what's his name? Javon Kinlaw. I like him.
Former first-round pick, South Carolina. He was injured last year. Somebody said it was a number out there that he can be had for like $1.5 million per year.
Really?
$1.5 million?
Yeah. Because
you like him more than Sheldon Rankins?
Shit. For $1.5 million, you can bring back both of them. You can bring back both of them. I don't really think they're gonna do a big splashy name. Like the Barkley name is good. Barkley name is good, but I think they might go something like a Tony Pollard on offense.
Okay, see, I want to extend. Okay, with this draft coming up, how good do you feel about this draft? The players in this draft. Do you feel like it's worth keeping these picks, or should I move these picks and get somebody that's not a free agent from a team?
I've been told, and I have not watched all of these college kids, but I watch the programs that we all watch, the Big 12, and I played at Virginia, so I'm an ACC guy. Jared Verse at Florida State. I've seen him for 2 years. He's a baller. I think he's going to be gone by the time the Texans pick. But I've seen some of the power programs I watch.
Okay.
It's a good class for offensive linemen.
Okay.
It's a good receiver class. And it's a good corner class. I believe that's right. Somebody could call me on that. Offensive line, receiver, corner is what I believe I've heard.
Okay. So with that, we do need a receiver. Do you
question.
feel like it's best to get a rookie receiver? Which is probably I'm probably asking my own question here, but because of the name I'm finna give you, go probably take some picks off our hands. Do you take your chances with getting a rookie receiver, or do you mix those pieces together, whether it's a second or first, or a second and third to get AJ Brown? Do you do that? Because he looks unhappy in Philly. Do you do that?
And y'all might know off the top, how old is AJ Brown? He's still in his 20s. We know that.
Yeah,
he's not 30.
He can't be more than about 26. Huh?
Yeah. All right. So let's just say he's in his mid-20s, mid to late 20s. If I have a chance to go get AJ Brown, I'm going to do that.
Yep.
That is a guy that, like the Texans, and you saw it in the Baltimore playoff game. Don't listen, Kyle Hamilton and Roquan and them boys and Queen, they were playing downhill. There was zero threat. They were not afraid of anybody. And again, I wish Tank were out there, but I don't think they would have won that game had Tank been on the field to act. I just don't. They need another guy plus Tank, plus Nico, plus Dalton Schultz, plus they need Meshkin and Xavier Hutchinson to come on. Like, they need all of that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, if I can go get AJ Brown, I'm doing that.
Okay.
So I saw some mock drafts that had Brian Marshall Jr., Brian Thomas Jr. out of LSU.
Yeah.
So the problem is they're telling me, my scouts are telling me, Stan, there are only 16 players in this year's class that have a legitimate first-round grade. So if you had picked 23, you're probably selecting a guy that don't even have a first-round grade, unless something just crazy and he gets pushed down. So I think, and what we've seen from Caserio like to trade up. So I think they're going to move off of 23 and they're going to move up to go get, I think they're going to move up and go get a defender. I don't think it's a wide receiver.
They go defense. They don't go
deep. I think the salary cap is going on the offense. And I think the draft picks mostly are going on defense.
That makes sense.
That's just what I think. I don't know.
Okay.
And what defender you think, or what defender would you like for them to get?
See, it's a puzzle. Like, tell me what happens in free agency. So, for example, is Jonathan Grenard back by the time we get to the draft, or is he playing for somebody else?
I don't think they sign nobody until after the draft, in my mind.
No, they're going to get somebody done.
After the draft.
I think they get somebody done, like, early in the signing period for free agency. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. All right, so if Grenard is playing for somebody else, and who did they get in the draft? Okay, Grenard's playing for somebody else. So a kid that I think could be available around those early 20s, Braylon Trice out of Washington.
Braylon Trice, okay.
Braylon Trice is a guy that I saw about 3 or 4 Washington games this year, and he jumped off the screen to me. So what they need to me is a guy different from Will Anderson Jr. Like, that's why Josh Allen from Jacksonville, he's a hellraiser. You already got that body type. You got that guy. That's what Will Anderson Jr. is.
Yeah.
You need a guy that's a little bit longer, a little bit more stout. And so I'm looking at a Braylon Trice guy. He probably won't be there, but Laiatu from UCLA. He's one of those guys I think would be all right. So from an edge standpoint, if Grenard is not there, that's a guy. Who is this? Byron Murphy II, the tackle from University of Texas?
Yeah.
I like him next to Malik Collins. He's a guy that I think could get in there. Also, these corners. I saw somebody put into the chat, Kool-Aid McKinstry, I like.
Bama guy, right?
And say that again?
Bama guy, right?
Bama guy, Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Ryan, Bama man, so he like his Bama players.
And so what has Caserio shown us since we're there? They don't believe in taking small school kids. They like kids that played at Bama and Ohio State and Michigan, like Penn State, Notre Dame. Like, they like dudes that played in real ball games at the highest level. So I don't think this is going to be the year that they start small school hunting, so to speak. But a kid that I think is interesting, when I read his bio and I look at the highlights, Cooper DeJean.
Okay.
He won't be hard to find. He's the only white dude in the secondary. They say if he gets drafted, he'll be the first white guy drafted in the secondary in the National Football League since the early 90s. But look.
And corner?
He plays corner, he plays nickel, and he plays safety.
Put that man in safety. I'm sorry. I'm not here trying to profile nobody here. Put that man in safety. Go play free safety.
He looked like Des McKean out there.
Really?
To me, that's what he looked like.
Okay, you know what? I'm stop being disrespectful. Let me turn the tape on.
Bo, go look at the tape.
I will tonight.
And the thing that I love about Cooper DeJean is he's physical, he's versatile, and he was like 2-time All Big Ten as a return man.
Gotcha.
So I look at what I think D'Amico is about. You got to be able to do that other part too. And so I'm like, that's just a guy. Now, are you comfortable taking that guy at 23?
No way.
Or do you want to move up?
That's just me. Let somebody else take him. That's just me.
Excuse
me.
No
quarterback. No, sir. Especially because what school he went to?
Iowa.
Iowa. Come on, man. Ain't no receivers in the Big Ten. Really. Well, take that back. Marvin Harrison Jr. That's what I think of, really.
Emeka Egbuka went back to school, but he's a real dude.
Yeah. But I'm okay. I'm good.
What they gotta ask Hudson about him, because pretty sure he held the youth in college and everything.
For sure. So, like, to me, and I've said this countless times, there's not a single position other than quarterback that they shouldn't draft somebody.
Gotcha.
I could make a case at every position. Need to add one there, add one there, add one there, including the offensive line. Now, I doubt they do that, but we got to have a real conversation. I don't know if y'all saw Mel Kiper's mock draft today, but Kiper had them taking, is it Guyton, the offensive tackle, the right tackle from Oklahoma?
Really?
And I could have the wrong name, but it's the right position and the right school. We got to have some real conversation about Laramie Tunsil dealt with that knee all year. George Fant, he was a godsend this year. What would they have done at right tackle if George Fant couldn't go and you had Titus go down?
Yeah.
The other part is Charlie Heck. He's been the swing tackle. He's a free agent.
Yeah.
George Fant is a free agent. And you got Titus coming back off knee surgery and being on IR. And Tunsil been dealing with a knee all season. I don't know if he's going to get it cleaned up this offseason or not. So there's a case to be made. Do you need to protect yourself? And you go, the Eagles do it all the time. The Eagles draft offensive linemen in the first, second round every year. Yeah. That's why the offensive line always look like that. So how y'all feel about that when you hear me say any position?
See,
you can never have too many good offensive linemen.
Are you saying the trade Tunsil?
No. I'm saying protect myself in case this knee injury with Tunsil continues to be a thing. Like if Tunsil had gone down, who was going to play left tackle? Titus? Well, he was hurt.
He was hurt, yeah.
So what do you do? Now you got CJ out there.
You're right. Yeah.
Who's protecting CJ?
Okay, speaking of the O-line, what is your 5? Because they went through a lot of transitions. They was moving Juice around. They was moving. Even Titus got moved around. He got one from tackle to guard. What do you think is the ideal? Everyone's healthy here. What do you think is your ideal 5 in every position? Of course, you got Tunsil at left tackle. That's
check. That's done.
That's a given.
Right?
Okay.
I was a proponent of Titus shouldn't have been at left guard that long anyway. Now, I get it. They were trying to get the 5 best linemen on the field. But you pay Titus as a right. What did he put on his social media? Hashtag right tackle only. Yep. Back over there. He got paid to be a right. Put him back over there at right. Right guard, Shaq Mason, he ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
I think the plan was to have Juice Scruggs at center.
Gotcha.
You traded up in the second round to go get him. So that tells me you envision him as a starting center. The problem is left guard.
Yes. That's the elephant in the room.
Hey, this Kenyon Green situation. I don't trust it.
Is the experiment over with?
I hope the brother gets healthy. I do. I just don't know that that's the answer. So then you go, okay, you drafted Jared Patterson, I believe in the 6th round out of Notre Dame to be a backup, maybe compete for the starting spot at center. I ain't love him at left guard. If you go back to the New York Jets game when CJ got knocked out by big boy Quentin Williams, that was Juice Scruggs at left guard that got beat on that play. So the problem I'm having, guys, is the left guard. That guy may not be on the roster. They might got to go find that left guard.
I'm looking at the draft right now, and we could have had Tyler Lindenbaum at center.
Baller.
Lord have mercy.
Who was that in Kansas City? They had
Humphrey,
Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey.
Yeah. That was a swing and a miss so far. That Kenyon Green swing and a miss. But it's so funny because I was like, okay, we getting homegrown kid, but as you've seen, like you said through the season, he don't have no fight in him. You look at him just sitting there staring in the face. You don't see no fire. You don't see no will to try to be better. He's just there, and it's like, man, you got all this opportunity. They put so much. They took you with that pick. A high, to me, that was a high pick for that guard.
Well, remember he traded back. He traded out of what? Was it out of 12 to come back?
Yeah, could have got Kyle Hamilton, and then
could have got Kyle Hamilton.
Who I love Kyle coming out of school. I told one of my boys, he's an agent for CAA. I said, I don't know what you're doing this weekend, but you need to be going to Atlanta to try and find Kyle Hamilton because he's going to be a monster.
Yeah.
So yeah, my thing is, and what did Caserio say? Listen, I had to roast Caserio on the show that week.
Yeah.
Caserio said when it came to Kenyon Green's shoulder, it was a matter of if, or no, it was a matter of when, not if the shoulder was going to be done.
And that was
I said, what was the backup plan? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I think that draft, I want to say it was experimental, but it was just, I feel like they was trying to just jump out there with names because like that was a Mechie draft too, right? And he had leukemia, right? That was Mechie draft as well.
Yeah. Is Kenyon Green the Mechie draft? Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Darius Stingley who come off injury. You got Kenyon Green who wasn't healthy. So it was like, well, you just trying to get names just to say you got names. So I don't know, man.
Who would y'all put at left guard? Because you asked about my 5 O-linemen. Is that person on the roster?
I mean, I would right now it'd be Patterson for me. Right now it'd be Patterson.
I didn't mind Scruggs at left guard.
Who?
Scruggs. Juice. I didn't mind him at left guard. I feel like he did okay.
He needed to be the center.
But he was just thrown in. He did all right because I mean at the time when he was out there, we had Dieter. You're not putting Dieter at guard, so you have Dieter.
I didn't have a problem with Dieter.
Yeah, I know at center he did good.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, would you rather have Juice at that time, Juice at center and Dieter at guard? No. You'd rather have Juice as guard and Dieter at center because
at least I'd rather have Dieter at guard, Juice at center.
Really? You rather have Dieter at guard and Juice at center?
Yeah.
Oh,
I want the guy with experience at left guard. I can protect the center.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like I can protect.
I see what you're saying. Now I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I need somebody on this side, especially we know it's dudes, right? The interior pressure. I'm trying to put my 4 best to keep from getting to CJ. Now, you can run the center over too. It happens, but typically that guard spot, excuse me, they coming through there.
Yeah, you're right. I would do that.
Go ahead.
I told Crenshaw and Briggs, I was saying how you could tell that it wasn't that much communication going on with the offensive line because it would be times where defense was stunt and you got Tunsil, I guess, not communicating with the guard to go get the outside man. He's still working on the inside man, and a man is coming free off his behind right to CJ. So I feel like it's more so communication as well.
That's a big part of it. I remind you though, Coach Slauser, I believe it's Slauser or Slausen. Forgive me for the mispronunciation. This was his first year as an offensive line coach, teaching the zone scheme.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So I think some of that was him trying to understand how does this all come together so I can teach those guys how to communicate. I expect that to be better in year 2.
Because it felt like read option. Like I'm like, you land the end and the blitzer come free like that. It was some times when you see the play develop and CJ is taking off because it's a free rusher almost every time.
Right.
So hopefully they get that fixed.
Yeah, I tell y'all, and I know we on the offensive line. Y'all cut me off whenever we need to, but now my juice is flowing.
Nah, you're doing good.
I was so mad at them boys in that playoff game versus Baltimore. I'm talking about the OGs. Laramie Thompson, what the hell you doing offside again? Jack Mason offside. Noah Fan offside. I said, man, I think it was 6 penalties in the first half.
Yes.
What in the biggest moment? Like, what are we doing?
Yep.
They got to get that under control. That bothered me more than anything. I'm like, come on,
I agree.
Drive killers.
I mean,
that's kill your drive.
That's what Tunsil is known for. I mean, that's his middle name is Laramie Falstar Tunsil, man. we just learned to live with it as a fan base. Yeah.
Hey, now are we in agreement here? If that offensive line doesn't play better, it changes everything about next year.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Bottom line is, God bless CJ. I don't think this team's best chance to win a Super Bowl is CJ throwing the ball 35, 40 times a day.
I agree.
I think they need to be running the ball combined. They need to be running the ball like 25, 30 times a day.
That's why everybody's like, oh, which I get is McCaffrey. It's the 49ers, but why does Purdy have so much success? Because the defense is on their heels. They're like, are they running or they passing it? I got to figure out what they're going to do first so I can get to it. The Texans, they finna throw the ball. Let's just back up. We're going to back up a little bit, give them some room. Because they finna throw the ball. Because they can't run it. We can't run it. So, hey.
Look, Bill Parcells used to say, all running backs run the same when there is no hole.
I know that's right.
And to be fair, I know we talked about Saquon earlier. I'm more of a Derrick Henry guy than I am a Saquon guy.
Okay.
So if you tell me I could re-sign Motor for a reasonable number. What did he make this year? $4 million? If
Yeah,
I can have
I
Motor
around
again
that,
for $4 million, and I can go get Henry for $5-6 million, and whether you're keeping DP or you're moving off DP, and I'm gonna still draft. Some people love Blake Corum out of Michigan.
Oh yeah, Michigan. Yeah.
Okay, my running back room look a lot better. But if Kenyon Green and them can't get no movement up there, it doesn't.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
So when people ask me, and it takes us back to another guy, people ask me, well, like, how do the Texans get better? D'Amico said it too. We got to run the football. Like, I feel like they pivoted off of what they really wanted to do to just try and survive. My worry is you find out, I said this to some of my homegirls, you find out the man in your life, who he really is, when adversity hits your house. Right? Like in the moment when it gets thick, is he gonna be a man and stand on business then?
Yes.
Okay, same thing in football. All right, D'Amico, you had to do what you had to do, and CJ had all the success. But you keep talking about run the football, attack downhill, stopping the run on defense. You keep talking about the play action pass game. Are you going to implement that? Or are we going to resort back to some bad habits? That's what I can't wait to see. Who they select in free agency in the draft is going to tell me what they really believe. Do you really believe what you believe, or you just talking? And I can't wait to see what they do, because I don't know.
Right. Well, on that note right there, we're gonna get ready to end the show. But before we end the show, we like to we some foodies on the show. We like to talk about food. And you say you lived in Houston. You said Carolina, right?
Houston, Charlotte, Atlanta, DC, Kentucky, but I don't live a lot of places.
All right. Okay. Well, out of all those places, who had the best food?
No question, Houston, Texas. No question. Houston got the best food in America, period. I done been to Chicago. I done had the New York food. I done been to Philly. Where else? Atlanta and New Orleans got great food, all due respect.
Yeah.
Houston, food scene, crazy.
Okay, so what's your go-to dish in the H?
Go-to dish? I mean, bro.
Or at least the restaurant.
Yeah, the place to be.
I got a few staples. Now, some of this is food, but it's also atmosphere. You know, I'm out here enjoying my life right now. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to my people over there at the Warwick off Westheimer. I love what they're doing over there.
My birthday. That's my birthday.
Yeah, I love what they're doing at the Warwick. Joey Uptown, what's happening? They know I slide through Joey on a Friday. You'll see me post it, having some conversation about the Texans. Who else? Who else got the food? I love brisket. Oh my God! Listen, that Mastro Steakhouse.
It's nice. It's good.
Mastro's, they handling their business in there. I love brisket.
Man, it's that cake. I love the cake at Mastro's.
Oh yeah, they do bring out that. Yeah, it's something they doing with that cake. Yeah, it's real. What am I missing? I love. I was at it the other day. Sam's Boat.
Sam's Boat.
Yeah, I love. They had the crawfish etouffee in there. So what are the spots? Y'all give me some new spots. What y'all got going on? Oh, Kiss. I got to go to brunch. My people up there at Kiss, they do a great job for you, boy. I'm an inside the loop guy mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Kiss a spot. I was gonna say Kiss, Lost and Found. You know, them the spots.
Don't
right
be
there.
giving them my spots. I slide. I slip up in there. See, and I gotta say this, and I get out your way. See, when I'm doing the iHeart thing, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I'm talking to y'all, so when I be talking about going to 50-15 and Faces, and I'm going to Kiss and all these places, when I'm going to shout out to my people at Rock House, they do a great job over there. When I'm moving, people like, Stan? Yes. I got to do multiple things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if y'all got some recommendations, definitely let me know.
Okay.
Oh yeah, man. But yeah. Like I say, you basically you know the spots.
He got the spots. He got them in his back pocket. He got them already.
You know about camp and all that, man.
Yeah, I slide over there to 3rd Ward. What up to Savoy? They do a good job over there. My people at Grooves, the brunch be busting over there too. Sorry, I'm done giving away free advertising now.
Oh man, hey Bo, you got anything for Stan? For we
No,
go, man.
man, it was great. This was great, man.
No, I enjoyed it. I really did.
Everything amazing.
I appreciate y'all putting up with me. I had a good time, and listen, I mean this with all sincerity. I really respect what y'all doing on the independent circuit, and I'm glad that y'all keep it going. And if I can help in any way, I will do that. Y'all call me if you need me or whatever we need to do behind the scenes to make sure. I'm all about getting more voices, more opportunity. And when there are chances to get you on my show, I'll look to do that as well. But I just want to really respect the folks out here grinding, doing it on a grassroots level, building it. You got there are folks that listen to you that never heard me before ever. So I hope I gave them a sneak peek.
Man, look, a lot of the comments was really like a lot of the guys saying you the best. We got to bring you on more often.
Bring you back.
Me personally, I like the realness from you. Like you say what others scared to say. Yeah. And that's what I like. And I don't like that. You gotta be politically correct or they're trying to cancel your ass or whatever.
Oh, trust me, been there. I've been there, bro. Trust that.
So I like that aspect about you right there, man. But I really appreciate you coming on, man. I mean, dang, this is a great episode. This is a legendary episode right here, man.
Appreciate that, brother. Listen, if anybody else want to hear me run my mouth, we're gonna do it each and every weekday morning. 10 a.m. to noon, Sports Talk 790, me and Chris Gordy. I'll be back at it. And trust me, I got this same energy for the Astros. I got this same energy for the Rockets. I got the same energy for U of A. So it's enough to go around, man. But I love talking Texans. D'Amico and the boys, they know I support them. I do anything for them that I can. But again, I got to be fair. I got to do what I got to do. So appreciate you, Bo Crenshaw, man. Tell my boy Briggs, I said what up. And I'm going to be following you boys and doing anything I can to help you.
I appreciate you. Right. Bo, go ahead and plug your stuff.
Oh yeah, you can find me on all socials at BoDiggity713. Y'all know the deal, man.
All right, man. You can find me at Fifth Ward Crenshaw everywhere. You can find Matthew Briggs at A1 Day One. Follow the show, Texans Fan Battle. We'll be back next week. Mm-hmm. We out on that.
Yo, check it out. We rapping for the Texans. Put Big in Crenshaw Briggs reflexes. Houston rap style.